Today, I'm going around some charity shops in London to see how expensive they really are and to see whether sourcing from charity shops is still a valid method in 2026 for reselling. So we cracked on and went straight into the first charity shop. And immediately, I actually found a few good little pieces. So this Element t-shirt was only $3.50, and skateboarding brands always do pretty well on Vinted and the likes. Then, literally behind it was this really cool Beastie Boys official merch t-shirt for only £4. So, I had to buy that as well. So, yeah, pretty good buys there. And then there was also this really nice, clean pair of Doc Martens. And if you see a pair of Doc Martens, go see how expensive they are and if it's worth going for. These, unfortunately, were £70, which... yeah, definite no-no. I put them back immediately. Realistically, I'd probably be only getting about that back because how good the condition is. But if they're not in great condition, you're not looking at getting anything above 50 usually. Then I saw these Carhartt and Patagonia t-shirts. Now, great things to sell across Vinted and Depop and even on eBay as well. But when they're in a charity shop for about £10, you've just got no margin for profit there. So yeah, as you can tell, there are definitely some things that are more expensive and some things that are cheaper. Maybe they just didn't know that Element is a skateboarding brand and they do better. Of course, everyone's heard of Carhartt and Patagonia. Then I saw these really cool Nike ACG women's shoes. They weren't that expensive at all, and I'm pretty confident they'll make a little bit of profit. So they definitely were one to take home. Then I stumbled across this vintage baseball jersey, and I'm not like a massively knowledgeable about this kind of stuff, but I could tell from the tags that it was a bit of a vintage piece. And just from a bit of knowledge on vintage sporting goods, I knew that this would sell for way more than £7. So I got this, hoping to make anything from £30 to £50 back on that. Right, quick update. So I've gone around 3 shops. One was closed, unfortunately. And so far, it is a lot more expensive than the north, than where I'm used to shopping around. All the designers are priced, I wouldn't say fairly, I'd say significantly more than what I'm used to. So, I don't know, like a basic Nike hoodie that you probably get for £8 on Vinted, they were selling them for £10, or some very new Doc Martens, or nearly new Doc Martens, £70. Now, that's really good if you're looking to buy some Doc Martens, but if you're looking to resell some Doc Martens, you're not really making much profit on that. You might make a little bit, but you're not making loads. So we'll see. So far it's going all right. I've bought a few items that were actually well priced for what they are. One that was more expensive, the baseball jersey, I have a feeling that could sell for quite a lot. I had a very quick glance, and I think because it's an older one, that's authentic with one of the kind of original makers of baseball jerseys in America, I think it could do quite well. But who knows at the moment? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to go hit up a few more, and then I'll give you a bit more of an update and then a haul at the end of the video. Right, let's get going. Okay, so I then went into North London Hospice and straight away saw this Nikon camera sitting on top of the glass cabinet. I think it was one of the older DSLR models, and when I had a quick look, it was from like the early 2000s. But I had a look, and these in good nick were going for near £100, which, you know, this was untested, so I have no idea if it's going to work. They had it up for £3. That's crazy. £3. I'm taking the risk. Like, even if it doesn't work, I'll sell it as spares and repairs and maybe make a £5 or a £10 off it. But if that could work, that is a huge profit there. And then also there were these Gucci sunglasses in the box. Now, they were £15, which is potentially too good to be true. I'm not too clued in with how much Gucci go for, but it's Gucci, so it should sell for more than that, I'm pretty sure. They felt pretty good, but I'm not 100%. I'll come back to that and think about it later. And then I went somewhere else and found these awesome Billabong board shorts. Like, they had like that scraper that you use on your board, I think. I don't know, I'm not a surfer, but I love the surf style and board shorts, and these were just a really cool check pattern, and they were only £7, and from my knowledge they sell incredibly well. If you find some really retro specific designs, they can sell on Vinted Depot for like nearly 100 quid. It's ridiculous, and I'm pretty confident that these ones, just because of the cool but simple check pattern, will probably go for around 20 to 40 pounds, especially if we find the right buyer for those. So yeah, was pretty happy with them as well. And finally, to finish the day of the charity shops, I found this Ralph Lauren blue long sleeve t-shirt with the classic like bear on, and I know there's quite a lot of fakes of these and similar items going around, but I did a quick little legit check online just to make sure, and to be honest, all the tags looked pretty good. So I thought for £5 I'll take a risk on this, and hopefully that'll turn into 20, 25, maybe £30 profit. Oh, and I also forgot to say that there was quite a few things that seemed like too good to be true. For example, those Gucci glasses, they were prescription, which means they often don't go for as much as, say, a pair of sunglasses. But £15 for some Gucci glasses in the box, potentially too good to be true. They actually felt really good quality and everything looks pretty legit. The box maybe felt a bit cheap, so I decided to leave them. £15 isn't super cheap, so I didn't want to take a huge gamble on them. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think those were real? Do you think they were fake? To be honest, not a glasses connoisseur, so I'm not 100%. Hey guys, so I've just got back from the charity shop run. I think I went to maybe 10 or 12 in the end. I think I got some okay bits, but I'm just going to show you them now quickly before I kind of give you an overview of my opinion on, one, whether London charity shopping is worth it and whether it is really expensive now, and then overall whether sourcing in charity shops is still a valid method for reselling in 2026. So yeah, let's get through some of this and I'll show you what I've got. First shop I went to, Cancer Research. So it was okay in here. Cancer Research is always priced a bit higher than maybe one of the local hospices. So I went in, and t-shirt section actually did all right for me. It doesn't usually. And the first one that I saw was this official Beastie Boys t-shirt. I just thought it was pretty plain and just a really nice kind of graphic on there saying Beastie Boys. And I know that official merch does pretty well. So yeah, it was a official Beastie Boys there. You can see that extra large. And that was £4.50. I haven't looked online to see if how much they'll sell for, but kind of just on a good knowledge of official merch from like bands and stuff like that, it'll do okay. So I should be able to make a tenner off that, I think. Then I saw a really cool skate top. Now, skate brands at the moment are doing really well. Skate and surf brands. So if you find like some Element, DC, things like that, absolutely popping off. And similar to surfwear, if you find some Quicksilver, Billabong, Animal, things like that, you're gonna do well. So yeah, I found this really old. You can tell by one, the tag, and two, just the feel and the fit. Like, it's really baggy, really big, oversized fit. Element t-shirt. Now, it's pretty boring and plain. I would usually avoid plain logo tees like this from most brands, to be honest. And I'd usually look for something a bit more out there, a bit different, especially like a skate brand or a surf brand. Often the ones with a boring logo on the front don't do as well. But the price of this was only £3.50, and yeah, as I said, you've got one of their old school, probably like 90s noughties tags, a little logo on the sleeve there, and it's an extra large, and it's giving that really nice boxy, it's huge, but boxy fit, like big sleeves. So they do really well. I think I'll be able to make a tenner, maybe more on that. And then the last one was one of my favorite bits from the shop. I have no idea what this will go for, but we've got this really cool San Diego baseball jersey. And why it caught my eye was that it was genuine merchandise by Majestic. Now, I don't know much about it. I don't know much about American kind of apparel in terms of sportswear, so like NBA. But when you see a tag that looks really old and the one behind it that'll have like the washing bits on is all faded, it kind of made me question, it made me look into it a little bit. And I believe that Majestic is one of the older kind of makers of some of the sportswear, the sports gear. So I just thought, oh, that should hopefully sell well. And it's got the logo there on the bottom of the jersey as well. I thought as well, the size is great. It's like a medium/large. It's a great colorway, like a beige, and it says San Diego on it. It's not too obnoxious. And I just thought it was really nice, to be honest. It was $13.50, which is a little bit pricey, especially as it's fraying on the logo there. The back's got some, what do you call them, pulls in there. But when I had a brief look, similar kind of jerseys from other teams and other things from Majestic, the older branded ones, were selling for like 40 to 50 pounds. So it makes me kind of think, well, I should be able to double my money at least. Okay, going on to the next one. So this was where I kind of struggled. I saw so many faked items, especially, for example, was it a Nike Cortez like windbreaker? Stunning jacket on StockX, goes for £400+ brand new. This had the tags, but I looked at the label and it said on the tag up here, it said made in Vietnam, which is common. I'm pretty sure they're all made in Vietnam. And then I looked at the wash label and it said made in China. Just from knowledge of faked and replicas, and like the quality was great. Everything looked really good, apart from that. And that was just screaming, this was made in China, and they've just added the tag on that says made in Vietnam. So it kind of worried me, and I did see this. So this is a Ralph Lauren Polo Bear long sleeve t-shirt. And I was first unsure about it. It's kind of thin, but I think most of these are from what I've seen. It is a made in Vietnam, but they all are. I was a bit unsure on the print at first. It doesn't feel like the top quality, but then I was confused because there's some cracking below, which doesn't feel, it feels more legit where the words are. So I was really confused by that. And then I looked in the wash label thinking it was going to be horrendous and whatever, but actually it looks really good. It has the supplier number, the material number, and the Polo little logo there, and all the wash tags and everything feel good quality, look legit. Like, I've seen a lot of reps in my time. I have a good idea what a rep is. Maybe I'm wrong with this one, but it was only £6, I believe. And I looked on eBay and these were selling for around 60 to 70 pounds. So I think that'll be quite an easy flip actually. Okay, on to my favorite find of the day. So as I mentioned before, surfwear doing incredibly well. I actually sold a pair of animal swim trunks recently for £40, which is crazy. I bought them for £3. If you find any swim shorts, board shorts, anything like that from a surf brand or a skate brand, buy it. You're gonna make your money back, and you're gonna make way more. So I got these stunning, like I really want these, a little big for me. Billabong, like board shorts. I don't think they're swim trunks. They might be, they just don't have the meshing, but really nice. They've got a big Billabong here on the front, nice embroidered logo there. They've got a big Billabong hit there on the back, and they've got really, I don't know what this is, but it looks like a little tag that comes off one of the pockets, and it almost looks like a comb. I don't know, somebody in the comments let me know what that is used for, because I have no idea. You know that these are legit, like nobody's faking a pair from like the 2000s. But yeah, they're a size 38 there. Whoop. Size 38. And they were a bit more expensive, and you know, I was expecting them to be £3 or £4 like I found them up north. They were £6.95. But based on the colourway, like a nice grey, black, and with little hints of green, I'm confident that they'll go for £30 to £40. So yeah, one of my favourite finds of the day. Okay, and we're coming to the end now, so last thing. This was in another cancer research. So I kind of said in one of my other videos how do not sleep on women's shoes because they're often in better condition. There's often really good brands, really good pairs, and just don't sleep on it. Always go and check. And I straight away saw these Nike ACG, Nike Air ACG trainers. Not exactly sure on what model it is, but the colorway is sick. The colorway is so cool. They are in great condition. Bit of mud on the bottom, little bit creased around the toe box, but not bad at all. And they're kind of giving like a hiking, outdoors, but like still casual pair. And they're only £14.50, a size 4.5. So if nobody buys them, then my girlfriend has already requested that she can have them or buy them. She's got to pay for them. But yeah, so another one of my favorite finds of the day. What do we think of those? So I've just finished up the bunch of charity shops in North East London, and what can I say? I mean, I got some good bits. I got some bits that I think might resell for a bit. But overall, I do think it was way more expensive and overpriced compared to some of the ones that I've been to in the north. So I'm not sure right now if it's the best way of sourcing for charity shop. So right now, I'm not actually sure if it is still a valid way to source in 2026. Maybe just doing it occasionally and seeing what places have in, or maybe you've got a good connection with someone in the charity shop and they give you a call anytime they get certain items in that they know you'll buy. But if you're just trying your luck, half the time I think you're going to be quite disappointed. I think you'll find the occasional gem, you'll find some things that will flip, but as an actual valid method, a sourcing method that you can keep coming back to and keep going to again and again, to make money and confidently knowing that you're gonna make that money, I think you're gonna struggle, especially in London. When I was up north near Leeds, things were a lot easier. Things were way cheaper. I was finding bits in the charity shop for £1, £2, and maybe going up to around a fiver. Some of the higher end like coats, a tenner, but most things were really, really cheap. I just think maybe in London everything's priced a little bit more. Maybe they're just a bit more clued up. It was strange. Even some of the people in the shop, I could tell they just knew what they were doing compared to some of the people up north. I'd say the average age of the volunteers in the shops down here was way lower, which I guess maybe means that they know what a certain brand is. I also found that there was quite a lot of fakes. Which was slightly worrying and slightly made me question whether some of the bits I've bought are real. But I'm pretty good at knowing maybe what's real, what's fake. But I'll have to double check some of those bits. But no, in general, I think going charity shopping is still great fun. You're still gonna find the occasional gem, and that like whole thrill of finding something is still there, and I still love it, and I'll still do it occasionally because for me, it's kind of just part of why I do this and why I enjoy it. But as a genuine sourcing method, I think it's kind of starting to decline. I think I don't think it's where you're going to make your money from. I don't think it's a valid method that you can keep coming back to all the time. But as a one-off, as a bit of fun, to hopefully find a gem, it's still got its place. You guys, let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you still charity shop? Have you binned it off? Have you found other methods that just work better for you? Do you do it just occasionally for a little bit of fun? I think that's kind of what I'm going to be doing moving forward. But yeah, let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.